Hello and welcome. The sun is shining, it's a brand new day, and the landing pad is all complete. How landing pad or loading zone? Hmm, not sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a quick tour so we can see everything I did. As you can see, I did go ahead and put in a whole bunch of lights. Um, got a little bit of lighting over here. Of course, put my sign up. I did go ahead and add these trusses going up a little bit higher and put some floodlights down so it's ending up illuminating kind of like this area right over here. I was hoping that the angle would be a little bit higher so that way I could like illuminate more this direction. Excuse me. But that just didn't work out. Over here, I probably need to add some sort of lighting like here somewhere to make it more obvious for like a docking camera. But I think I'm gonna wait on that until I go ahead and build a ship that will dock here like this, and then do any modifications I need at that point. Put the concrete at the bottom. Over here again, I just kind of figure that I will wait until I have a rover. I'm not exactly happy with the amount of space right here, but maybe what I do is I go ahead and change this later up. Because let's go ahead and just come here really quick. Whee! Alright. Don't hit the door. Don't hit the door. I said don't hit the door. Whee! Alright. So, provided that something's not parked there, I can still get out pretty easily. Um, oh, I did add this connector and ejector to just toss out all my gravel because I was getting tired of that clogging things up, and I will let something else deal with that later. Maybe I'll make like a welder pit or a grinder pit and just throw it all in there. Alright, so I want to back into my garage. Can I still do that? Does it open? Woo! Don't hit. No, don't. And this is why I need nice flat terrain if I want to do rovers between bases. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. I am lining up carefully. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there we go. Alright, so even my driving can go ahead and still maneuver a rover around there. But still a strong argument for like coming out straight with like the cover walls and then putting the downward angle in over here. So, basically, yeah, drive up here or whatever. Not sure. I will deal with that once I actually potentially have a rover, or maybe this just stays empty and I forget it ever existed. Alrighty. So enough about this. It is time. We need to go make a new base. Either at Ice Lake 1, Ice Lake 2, or at Ice Lake 3. Not sure which yet. But before I can make that decision, I need a ship. Now, I have the little dropper there. That little dropper can carry about 32,000 liters. I'm pretty confident I will go through more than 32,000 liters of just steel plates. I'm talented like that. So what I want to do is I want to take a large industrial cargo container and I want this thing to fly. Anything past that is bonus. But, well, if you've watched this far already, you know I might, just maybe, have a tendency to go a little overboard. So let's see how far overboard I go for this one. Alright, let's get started. Step one, I need steel plates. So many steel plates. I also need to replace my bottle. And as you can see, I did just take in excavator run out, so my refineries are going to be hard at work. Alright, so steel plates. I only have 26,000 of these. Hopefully it's enough. We'll find out together. Alright, so step one is I'm going to go ahead and build up to here. And then over here, I'm going to press this. Okay, I now have an inset connector built directly over this. This is all still currently part of the same grid. Is that an interesting signal? No, okay. So this is all part of the same grid at the moment. I should not have done that. Anyways, I need to go ahead and grab the pieces for this. Whee! Alright. There we go. One inset connector. I can talk today, sir. Finished. And I'm going to call this the Prospector. We will call this the docking connector, and we are going to lock this. Alright, this will now stay input. And I can delete that. Woohoo! Ta-da! We are now a separate grid, connected only via the connector. Don't hop on top and then disconnect it, otherwise you might end up being for a bad day. But we've got this done. Alright, so what is next? I think the first thing that I want to do is I want to grab a cargo terminal and put a cargo terminal right here. Yeah. Next, ooh, I just realized that I didn't put my white stripe in anywhere. Quick, have to fix this. Do I need to use the paint gun for this? No. Do I want to? Yes. Because I can. Alright. There, now I have a giant plus sign that says park here. Alright. Next, let's come on over here. Ow. And we'll paint the walkway. And you too. Ooh, I got under that. Perfect. There we go. Looking good. Alright, now let's go ahead and grab my... Want my green color? Nah, I'll keep that black, actually. Alright. Focus. I can focus on something today. It may or may not be this. Alright, so I want to go ahead and grab a full air vent. And then grab the pieces for it, and I'm going to place that one there. And then down here, I want to go ahead and place a pair of air vents right here. And I'm going to make this the center line of my ship, so it needs to be white. Alrighty, so I've got that. Now then, let's go ahead and go for a survival kit. Do I care which type of survival kit? That is a good question. You know what? This one looks cooler. Let's go ahead and just place that right there. Come on around here. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and place another air vent right here. Nope. Same type. Alright. Ow. I need to stop doing that. Alright, so let's go ahead and start grabbing some blocks. Oh gosh. Darn it. Nope, nope. This is why I was using this. Alright. There. Now, choosing this, I'm going to go ahead and place some light armor blocks down. This is not a combat ship in any way, shape, or form, so I'm not too concerned about how good or bad its armor is. Um, I think I might want to cut back on that one for a moment. And then just weld this up really quick. Alright, and now let's go ahead and put a door in. Garp. Alright. There we go. Alright. So I have my door. Let me just come in and rename some stuff really quick. This is LP. And then hide it. Wait, all these inset lights, I don't need to see them. Let me just come to this. I also don't need to see any of this. Okay. Now then, for this, what did I name this? Pros. Okay. So let me go ahead and just kind of name my vent fans. And then I can turn those off. I don't need to see that anymore. Name that. Name that. Name that. I don't need to see those. I might need them fiddle with this, but main door. Okay, so there's a reason why I'm going to be a little ADD about naming things, and that's because I am going to go ahead. Whoops. And have a ramp. And then I'm also going to go ahead and try and do landing gear. Like actual landing gear that raises and lowers type of thing. Alright, so since I, already took care of that, fine, just stop it. Okay. Now time to come back on in here, and I'm going to name this Pros Landing Gear Hinge. Alright. Let's go ahead and change the upper limit to 0, because it's already negative. And then we're going to change the lower limit to, say, negative 30. And then, 1. There we go. So, I want that block, and then I want to go ahead and grab that one, and that one. Perfect. Next, walking over the hinge is a very fun experience, especially the umpteen billionth time that you step on it just wrong and get stuck again. So, I'm going to put that on that grid, and then that on that grid. And now, let's go ahead and add a button. I want this one. Then let me come on in here. Interior landing ramp button. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for pros. I'm going to come on in here and I'm going to hit reverse. Whee! Dun 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 dun. I can go a little bit more. Let's call it 32 degrees. Cross. Landing gear. Negative 32. Alright. There we go. It is not touching, so it's not digging in and having fun little hinge wars. And there's a slight bump there, but when you're stuck with large grid to large grid, you just kind of have to live with it. So that's what I'm going to do. Live with it. Anyways. So I now have a nice, easy way to get on and off of my ship. So what's next? Well, the thing is, if I come in here and I try to put these here, cannot place. So I need to go ahead and have a little bit of a gap around this. And for this, let's go with these slopes. There. And then I can do 1, 2. Raise it on up. Okay, I need at least one more. And then let's just come on in here. There we go. And there we go. So that is now surrounded. And ta-da! So the ramp ends right here, and then I've got a block right here. Perfect. Now then, what is next? Well, let's go ahead and grab a pair of timer blocks, and we'll make them automaton ones because they look cool. And 1 and 2. Alright, so this is going to be cross automaton. So I can just get rid of the automaton, timer, raise landing gear, and I can do a delay of 1 second, and then cross timer, lower landing gear. Alright, so let me see here. So I've got my that is not landing gear hinge, that is landing ramp hinge. Okay, much better. So, anyways, I want landing gear. Let's see here. Let me start by grabbing this. Boink. Ow. And then I want to... Yeah, we'll put it like this. No. I do not need 2 of these. I need just the one. Okay. So that is where 1,000,000 kilograms is going to sit. Alright, let's put some front landing gear in first. So I want the landing gear basically right here. And let's go ahead and put it 1 forwards. So and then alright. So I will place a landing gear here. and then I will come on over here and I will place a landing gear here. Sorry, a hinge. And I'm going to leave that one unbuilt for a moment because that's going to make naming easier. Alright, let's come on in here and name this Pros. And this is the built one, which if you are looking down the ramp, it's going to be the front right. Gear, front right, base, hinge. Alright, gotta have nice, excessively descriptive names. And then this is going to be the front left as you're looking forward. Okay. And then we will just name this one Ross. Okay. Now that that is all done, I can weld that up. And now I want a blast door. You know what? For this portion, let's go ahead and color the black. Do I want blast door like this? Nope, not a corner, not like that. Like this? Yeah, let's do a blast door edge like this. And then let's do another hinge. And I will weld this up. Weld this one up. And then I will come up here and I will weld just the blast door edge. Okay. Now I'm going to come on in here and I'm going to come up and I'm going to find this. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. There we go. Now, this is going to be, again, this is going to be the front right end hinge. And then this one is going to be the front left end hinge. Alrighty. That's all welded. Weld this baby up. Alright, now that I've got that, let's go ahead and come into my timer blocks. Lowering the landing gear. Setting the delay to 1 second. There we go. Alright. Set up actions. Cross. Okay, so I want to go ahead and take the base. Oh, fluff. Hang on a second here. Let's actually go into the raised landing gear, because this is gonna make more sense in just a second. Alright, so I want the end hinge, and I want to rotate to angle -90. Velocity of, say, 3. And then I will call this front left and up, because that was the front left. Okay, now let's do the front right end up. -90. 3. Front right end up. Alright, now, trigger now. And that was the correct direction. And that was the correct direction. Perfect. Now I can come on in here into landing gear. Plop that sucker down right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. And now it is time to put some landing gear on this thing. 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right. Now, again, more fiddling. Um, I'm just going to call all of these magnetic plates because there is no reason to give them a different name. And then I'm going to stick them all in a group and call it landing gear. Save that. Do not use this part for parking. I do not lock it. All right. Now let me come on over to my
Energy low.
And I can also go ahead and turn those off. Okay. I'm going to turn this. Oh, actually, let's share our favorite inertial tensors. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and turn this off. And then I am going to go ahead. I'm going to put this to 0. While I'm at it, let me also put this to 0. And then for this one, let me go ahead and start with, say, 10 and set this to -1. Okay, 12. That's good enough. All right, so with this off, I can basically just keep creeping this on down until that touches the ground. Once that touches the ground, then I will know how far I can go. All right, cross. And I'm at -12. I've still got a little bit of distance, so about -15. Okay, let's try -20. Still a little bit above. Oh, might as well charge up at my survival kit. It's almost like I put it here for a reason. And change this down. Let's try -25. All right, that is ready to connect. So let me go on in here to. All right, -24. Okay, so let's change this to -24. And now we can go ahead and turn this back on. Um, -24. Let's go ahead and change this to 90, 80, 70, 66. Cool, and then -90. And that will be its limits. And it's fighting itself, but that's fine for the moment. Raise landing gears. Set up actions. So this is going to be up, this is going to be up. I want base hinge, rotate to angle 0 at velocity of 3, front and left base, up, rotate to angle 0 at distance 3, front right base, up. Alright, and trigger now. Okay, there we go. So then when I want to lower my landing gear, Event controller. No. Timer. Lower landing gear. Perfect. Alright. Setup actions. I want to find Prospector, and then I want the base hinge to rotate to angle -24. This is a speed of 3, and this is going to be front left base down. And then this will be 90 minus 24, so that's 80, 70, 66 to -66 at a speed of 3, and I will call this front left end down. And just repeat here. So -24, 3, front right, base, down. Rotate to -66, 3, front right, and down. Alright, trigger now. Woo! There we go. We've done it. Woohoo! Alright, so I've got landing gear that goes up and down now. So I've got that for the front. Now I need to repeat this for the back. Now, for the ship design that I want, a lot of the weight is going to be in the back. I have been debating about putting some hinges right here, but I think that if I did that, what would actually end up happening is it would end up being too back heavy and tough on those hinges. Hello, rude puppy. I was talking. Now you are lunch. So, let's see here. I can, however, go ahead and just kind of block this off. So I will have access to my cargo through this cargo hold right here. And then for when I'm landed, I can always walk under and access the inset connector right here. And I'm assuming at least that the timer blocks are airtight. So if I basically make from here forward airtight, then I can go into high altitude or cold weather or whatever and be fine. But yeah, let's see here. So if I do that, then I could go ahead and grab this color, put this on each side here, and then one. Alright, so how many blocks did I need for this? 3? 1, 2, 3, and then realistically a fourth. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Let me just put that in really quick and then check to see what happens when I hit the timer block for raising the gear. Perfect. So basically I will have this at the front, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1 here. So that's this at the front, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I can go ahead and just kind of put this in. No, wait. One, two, three, four. All right. And then I will have hinges back here, which are then pushing down, and that will help center the weight some, which I don't know how much that matters. But you know, my statics professor from many, many years ago would probably be mildly amused at me. All right, let's go ahead and grab a whole bunch more steel plates. There we go. Alrighty. So now I want to go ahead and basically set up a hinge on each of those sides. I also want to go ahead and just kind of finish greebling this a little bit. I'll also leave me 2 tiles of empty space back here. But I don't want to shift this thing back because if I do, that's going to cause issues for my weight distribution. Ow. There's something else that I could stick in back here? I mean, I guess I could stick in a giant hydrogen tank. Batteries. You know what? Sure, let's do it. Gonna have a bit more stuff going on than I've been planning. Oh, there's a connector up here that I can use. Why? Swear that the sun is always just like always vanishing on me way too quickly. Alright. So, giant hydrogen tank. Hopefully this does not come and bite me in the butt and explode on me. Well, if it does, it will at least be an epic explosion. Gotta focus on the important parts, right? Alright, so now I need 4 hinges and 2 blast doors. Let's say 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Oh, look, more puppies. Alright, so this is going to be the right one. I will fully assemble that. And then we will go and have some more naming fun. So I will be right back when I'm done with that. You don't need to watch this a second time. Alright, naming of those ones complete. Let's go ahead and build out these hinges. Huh? What do you mean, unable to place plus door? Oh. Do I have to do that on this side? Oh, God. Please. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo that, aren't I? Let me check something here. Alright, it's letting me place it. Alright, hopefully I don't need to fiddle with that anymore. Alright. I like it that way more, anyways. Ah, dang it. Alright. Um, I am going to go ahead and flip the blast doors on the other side over, redo the hinges and landing gear, finish up this, deal with some overly loud puppy dogs, and I will be back in just a couple minutes. Alrighty, so I have all of my landing gear built. I have all of my landing gear set up. All of it is in the upright position. Now it is time to put the gear down. Let's trigger this. Perfect. So now all I need to do is basically stick that timer on a button or something in my panel, and I can put my landing gear down at any time. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so all that my now that all my landing gear is here, it is time to start kind of building up more of the ship. Now, if you are looking at the time that it's taking me so far, you probably have realized by now that I'm not getting this done in one episode. Sorry, not sorry. Um, so let me go ahead and just start sketching out the back really quick. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my green, and I want to start coming up from, say, here. You know, let's just come all the way up with this. There we go. And come back on over here. Grab a metric boatload steel plates again. Alright, and then... Really? Really? I will deal with you in a minute. Alright. Alright. Now then, noisemaker. Get back here. I'm not done with you yet. And you. Uh, you know, as soon as I'm done with this ship, I'm leaving. So maybe after I finish, I go ahead and take a minute to put some defenses around this base up. All right, enough about that. All right, so now that I've come up to here, let me go ahead and stick a pair of blocks right here, and then start coming out like this. And then I think actually I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? Let's come in here and delete that. Okay. Weld all this up. And then I think I can go ahead and stick some batteries up here. And then down here, I will stick some gyros. So I'm going to mirror this on the other side effectively. So do I want 4, 6, or 8 gyros? You know, once this thing is a million tons, or a million kilograms, I might just want literally every gyro. There, let me just go ahead and put all this back and just weld these batteries up really quick. And the gyros. And speaking of which, you can now see where the floodlights are. They are like just perfectly shooting there. However, once I stick more out, it's probably going to get in the way and lose all of the stuff that makes that kind of cool. But hey, maybe I'll make a smaller ship in the future too. Ah, let's not get stuck. Alright, time for gyros. And of course, somehow I managed to get them to not line up. Worth it. There. Now they line up. Woohoo! Alright. Now, the next thing. So, effectively, what I'm going for is this kind of area right here will be the crew quarters, entrance and exit. Right back here is going to be storage, in case that wasn't obvious. And then on the ends here, I am going to go ahead and stick my propulsion. So, let us take a look at that. Oh, come on, seriously. Alright, so if I go ahead and I put one here, and then I put one here, then I do 1, 2, you know what, let's just do one more, just for safety's sake. So I will have a row of 5 of these things. And let me just weld that up really quick.
Energy low.
So many motors. Alright. Almost there. Almost there. 260 motors. And the puppy dogs are back. Of course they are. Alright, so there we go. I now have 5 motors for upwards thrust. Now let's go ahead and come on in here. And I'm going to just turn these off. I don't need them right now. Ow. Alrighty. So let's see here. The next thing that I'm gonna do is just a little bit of the armor shaping. I'm gonna do most of that kind of offline, but I just need a little bit to. Oh, 1 second here. I've got a ton of motors in there. Okay. One, two, three. So basically, I'm going to be putting a ring around this, like so. And then I will also go up a layer. There we go. And then I want to go ahead and grab these atmospherics. And I want to go ahead and stick 3 atmospherics up front. Is that where I want them? Yeah, it's going to curve in. I could pull them back one. No, let's pull them back one. Just kind of tuck them in a little bit. One, two, three. And then I'm going to do the same on the back. One, two, and three. Then, for sideways thrust, I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 enough? So this will be basically providing me 7 side thrust, and then assuming I mimic this perfectly on the other side, 6 forward, 6 back. And then I could also supplement this with like a little bit more thrust up here somewhere for front back. Yeah, I like the look of that. Alrighty. So then, um, it is puppy time again. Oh, Jesus. Are there any more of you? Are there? Please say no. Oh, shoot, I'm almost out of hydrogen. Oh, that could have been bad. Alright, let's fix the almost out of hydrogen problem. Alright, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to come in here, go ahead and get a boatload more steel plates. If I go below 10,000 steel plates, I'm just going to like tell the refinery to make more until it can't anymore. Alright, so a little bit of armor shaping, just to show you the general idea of what I'm trying to do. I will do all of the welding of this off camera. And then there we go. Okay. And then I can basically come on down here. And then maybe this one. Nope, that lowers in too much, so it'll be this one. There we go. Alright, so basically I'm going to get a shell kind of like that. Um, and then I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of detail by cutting this out. And then run a beam block. Let me just use my black color here. Also, let's go ahead and paint all of my motors black. Just, you know, because I can. And then this one. Alright. So, beam block. What was I doing with this? So I wanted to do the 2x1 base on this side. Right over here, I will do the other 2x1 base. And then I will just shove a beam block down the whole length of this. And then is that how far I wanted it? Yes, it is. Okay. Alrighty. And then we just weld those up before they get too hidden. Alright, so basically I'm going to have this sort of shell going on here. I will go ahead and push the shell down, just kind of, again, show it off. 1, 2, and then that's going to be one too far there. And then there we go. So this is unwelded, of course, what you're going to see for the engine pod. So I will get to welding that in a bit. And then on this side, I'm just going to kind of slope that down. But that's just a whole bunch of armor shaping. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to call the episode here. Um, oh yeah, actually one other thing. Um, Before I do that, up here, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put a little lip in here. And again, not trying to bore anyone to tears. Um, Wrong direction. Okay, there we go. And you can kind of see what I'm going for here. And then I'll just skip that for the moment, and then basically just line this whole way down. So I will have a little lip on the bottom, a little hump up top, which has the front, back, and side thrusts, and then I will slope on down this direction, and then I'm going to repeat that up on this side. Alright, and I'm going to do all that off camera, and we will come back with kind of the back of the ship done, mostly because I figure nobody really wants to watch a bunch of armor shaping. And then one next episode, we will come back in and we will try and finish up the front of this ship. I figure that will probably take another episode. And then when we are done with that, we will come on back, fill it up with goods, and we will be picking which ice lake we are going to go set up at. Leaning towards that one, but I might end up doing that one. Do I think 8 batteries is enough? Ugh. Anyways, things to figure out. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.